And I feel now that having left art school, that there are a lot of things that I could do. A lot of things I see now. A lot of things that went into me, into my head, and thinking that these were perhaps changing and altering things. For instance, I made a painting the other day, and I could see and hear very clearly sort of different instructions and different criticisms going into the picture, which were in fact criticisms that I could relate back to art schools.
Hello everybody. This is a different video, a different moment, not the standard introduction to this video. I'm literally wearing a different hat today. And yes, we're going to do an unboxing, but this is more than an unboxing video. There's something else going on in terms of I need to get some things off my chest and just explain why I chose today to unbox this guitar, which is supposed to be a Syd Barrett guitar. But I'm just skipping the comedy this time, and I want to be as real as I can with you today. And so we usually start with opening a can of seltzer water. I'll do that. And the toast is going to be to Charlie Kirk, who was assassinated yesterday, and this really bothers me. I've been down ever since I found out about it yesterday, and it has really affected me and prompted the need to unbox this guitar. So to Charlie, to his legacy, to his Christian posture, to all of the information that he gave for all of us to consider, a toast to the protection of his family, and a toast of gratitude for the gift that he gave the world, which was the sharing of his brilliant mind. So to start off with, it's a toast to Charlie. I mean everything good that I can possibly gesture with when it comes to this toast. Okay. Syd Barrett. I've been thinking about Syd Barrett lately, and by lately I mean in the summer of 2025, because I always liked him and could somewhat identify with him in the sense that I'm about to say something here, but this is not news. It's olds, if you will. In other words, what I'm about to say, I've said plenty of other times on camera, but I take medicine every day because I have mental illnesses. Specifically, I have bipolar disorder and schizoaffective disorder and general anxiety disorder. And, you know, there's talk that Syd Barrett was a schizophrenic. I don't know if anybody really knows the truth behind that or not, but I do have very clear, believe it or not, clear memories from back in the 1990s when I would listen to his music and I would just be so drunk and so high. I mean, really, really far gone. I'm sober now. I haven't hidden that in any of my videos either. I'm sober. I quit drinking. I quit smoking cigarettes. I quit getting high. I'm even a vegetarian. I quit eating meat. I have changed. Some people will tell you, oh, people never change. And then over here you have people who say, people can change. And in my life, thanks to Jesus Christ, I'm a sober guy. And that's why this right here is a can of seltzer water instead of a beer. So I have Jesus to thank for my sobriety, because I couldn't do it on my own. Okay? Now, I'm going to be 100% real with you about this, because I don't like what happened yesterday. I don't like that Charlie Kirk was murdered in public. That's an assassination. It's upsetting to me. I went out to dinner last night with Elizabeth, and you know me. If you've been watching this channel enough, you know that I love Elizabeth deeply, and she's everything to me. And at one point, she looked at me like, "What's wrong? What are you thinking about?" And I said, "I can't stop thinking about Charlie Kirk." This is upsetting. He was not just a son. He was a husband and a father to two young children, and a good guy who treated people politely and with respect, even though others many of us saw, mistreated the guy. And then finally he was shot to death. And it's upsetting. It's upsetting, and somebody watching might wonder, well, why are you mixing in all this serious talk with the unboxing of a Syd Barrett guitar? Usually everything's light and funny and, happy-go-lucky, right? And, I'm tossing things along and you see the fire explode, and sometimes there are animal sounds and all this humor, but I don't have humor today. What I have is, I want to play this guitar. I have plenty of other guitars, as you've seen, and they're all great. Okay? But this is going to be the Syd Barrett guitar I found after I did the unboxing for the Fender Squier Sonic Telecaster, which is very similar to this. This came from Temu. It's a Chender, and it has the, what do you call it, around the perimeter of the guitar. You see, I can't even concentrate. My concentration is shot, but I'll show you when I open it up, okay? But I'm upset because I saw people celebrating the murder of Charlie Kirk. I saw people overjoyed, smiling, doing this like it was some kind of a victory lap. It's not just offensive, it's not just misplaced, but it's upsetting. I don't want to see such, is vitriol the right word? We shouldn't be celebrating, as Americans, we shouldn't be celebrating an American being assassinated. And it's disheartening, it's upsetting. And I suffer from depression. I suffer from bipolar disorder. And it affects me. I have not been able to stop thinking about, what direction is this country going in? Yesterday on my Facebook page, I posted that America needs Jesus. And I was met with some skepticism, not a great deal. but I still stand by that. That's why I'm wearing this cross. That's why I'm sober. It's because of Jesus. It's why my life is in a better place now than it used to be. I'm not sitting around getting drunk listening to Syd Barrett and getting high. Instead, I'm playing my guitars and creating my own music, which is a far cry from where I used to be. So, in that respect, there's a good thing happening today. If you're an alcoholic, if you're a drug addict, believe me, I've been there. And like I said, I have not been shy about this. I've written and posted somewhere between 40 and 50 Christian sermons on the internet, and I have gone into great detail about my struggles with drug addiction, alcoholism, and mental illness. And so there was a vulnerability at work in my life, and there still is. And for whatever reason, Syd Barrett became an attractive figure to me because he became wounded, if you will, and then went off and led a life of seclusion. And that's where I'm at today, at least for now. I don't know how long this is going to feel like this or unfold as it does, but that's why today, to unbox this guitar, because I want to play this guitar. This guitar is going to be the closest I'm ever going to get to Syd Barrett. I can read the books, I can listen to the music, I can collect the bootlegs, I can look at the photographs. None of that is the same as having a guitar that was like his. So let's just open this up and see what we have here. Truth is, I didn't want to wait until I feel better to start playing this guitar. Another detail that I haven't been shy about sharing is the biggest reason why you don't see me playing guitar in these videos is because I don't play for other people. I play to help my mind because I'm challenged. And, you know, anybody who is actually mentally challenged and has to put on an act for the rest of the world so that they can't tell the difference is a remarkable individual, because it's not easy to always to hide what you're going through. And so I wanted this today. I didn't want to wait any longer. I've had it for about 3 weeks, and I don't want to wait anymore. I play guitar because it's therapeutic for me. It's good for my heart, my mind, and my soul. Like I said a moment ago, it's free therapy for me. It helps me deal with this world on this world's terms, which, as we have seen, can be deadly. I don't wish harm on anybody. I'm a better person and my life is going better because of Jesus Christ. That's why I wear this cross, so that when people see me, they can understand that I've been touched by Jesus. And I'm not facing the severity of what was leading me down the wrong road, you know, where you become unalived, as people say. Let's see what we have here. Okay, it looks like it's taped into a styrofoam coffin here. So let me just open this up here. The moment is here. Well, now, binding is the word I was thinking of or trying to think of before. All right, here is a cable and Allen wrench. That's a good thing. Interesting footnote to this guitar. After I ordered it on Temu, I would go back to the listing and it said that one was sold. And then I went back a couple of days later and it said this guitar had been discontinued. So the point I'm trying to make is, there we go. That is a Syd Barrett guitar if I've ever seen one. This looks like all the pictures that I've seen, even down to these bridges having a copper color to them, which I had hoped they would have. It wasn't listed as a Syd Barrett guitar. It was just electric guitar. You know how it is on Temu? They say, oh, electric guitar. And they don't tell you it's a Chender, but not bad with the machine heads here. Low action. Let me bring the camera over. See that? It says Fender Telecaster. It's not actually a Fender. It's a fake. We all know that. But here we go with the body of the guitar. And this is what I was talking about. This is the double binding that wasn't present on the Fender Sonic Telecaster. So this is closer to the real thing that Syd played. All right, that has reasonable resistance to it. Tone and knob, very nice. It just looks like it's going to be a very nice guitar to play. And I'll just give you one more sweep. See that? And just touching it, you know, like this, the action is low. It's low. And it looks, see that? It looks like it's going to be easy to play. Whoops. And these are those saddles that, from what I saw on other Syd Barrett guitars, this looks just like it. Is there plastic on here? Yeah, I think there's plastic on the pickguard, but we can deal with that, no problem. Well, I spilt my drink. That's okay. Accidents happen, but you know what's been happening in this world is no accident. It's, to my way of thinking, it's exemplary of spiritual warfare. It's a battle between good and evil. And I understand that we're supposed to be on the front lines of that. And, you know, the Bible teaches us to bear witness to the truth. And how do we know that? Because in the book of Corinthians, the Apostle Paul writes, imitate Christ. I think it's chapter 11, verse 1. I'm not 100% sure on that. But he tells us to imitate Christ, right? So you take a look at what's written in the Bible. Specifically, how did Jesus characterize himself? Wouldn't you think that that would be the ideal reference to figure out what we're to replicate if we're going to imitate Christ? And we can do that, especially in John 18:37, where Jesus is talking to Pilate, and he says, for this cause and this purpose I was born, to bear witness unto the truth. Everyone I'm not sure of the wording of the rest of it, but everyone who witnesses to the truth heareth my voice. Something like that. That's a paraphrase. But the point is the Bible says imitate Jesus, and Jesus says he bears witness to the truth. That's what Charlie Kirk did. I never saw him mislead anybody. And I regarded him as a valuable, not just a valuable soul, someone who had a good heart. I have admiration for Charlie. I was looking forward to the rest of my life of being a student of his, and I was very impressed with what he gave to the world. And at the same time, he got taken out. And sometimes you just reach a point where you want to close the doors, lock the doors, pull the curtain closed on the windows after you lock the windows, turn off all the lights except maybe where you are, put on some headphones, and for me it's going to be pick up this guitar and just get away from the world until I find myself in a better place. Because this is upsetting. I said that already. It's upsetting. I don't like the hate that I'm seeing in this world. And I know, Jesus said, if the world hates you, remember, it hated me first. And he's exactly right about that. And Jesus is always right. He never misled anybody. But I'm just going to take this guitar, and I don't think I want to, as much as I love my other guitars, I don't think I want to play any of the other ones for a while. And I don't even know if I'm going to do any more unboxing videos. Because, you know, you've seen my shtick. You've seen it. It's there. It can be revisited. But the game has changed. You know, I pray for this country. And I pray that this world finds Jesus. And I'm guilty of this, okay? I'm struggling with this because I have hate in me towards whoever it was that killed Charlie Kirk. And that's wrong. That's an admission of my frailty in this situation. And, you know, what you're supposed to do is pray for that person, and I pray that person reconsiders their decisions. I'm going to say, Heavenly Father, I pray to you that this person who shot Charlie has a change of heart and turns himself in. Or at some point along the way finds Jesus and takes on a new path in life, one that is not as destructive as what the world has already seen. That's my prayer. Okay, so enough rambling from me. Sorry about the rambling. I wanted this to be a different kind of a video, but like the others. But the circumstances under which what compelled me to go ahead and unbox this are completely different from all the others. It's a different guitar purchased for a different reason, and it's going to be played for different reasons, and it's a different day today. So thank you for listening. Thank you for tolerating me as I unload all this and try to get it off my chest, my heart. I'm trying to do a good thing here and say, go to Jesus. If you have anything bothering you, or you're concerned about the state of this world, or what you're facing in life, like I said, this is seltzer water. It's not a beer. Okay? And in my life, that's a miracle, and that miracle happened because of Jesus. Otherwise, trust me, I would have already been drinking today. I don't go to work today. Well, actually, I do go to work. I go to work later this evening. But The point is I'm sober now, and that was possible because of Jesus. I'm going to shut up now. All right, enough. You've heard enough from me. All right, thank you for listening. Sorry for rambling so much.